Welcome back to Wholesome House Spotlight. It's been a minute. Listen, I know it's been some time. We're glad to be back. Shout out to those that have been watching all the previous spotlights, just waiting for us to make another one. I know y'all just been itching, but we are back. It is Benjamin Lane, the Nonchalant Needle Mover, and I'm joined by Jen, the admin. Jen, the admin. I don't know if you want to actually pronounce like your full
you can say
first
my
and
name.
last name.
Genesis.
No, go for it. You got it.
Okay.
You know, you can go ahead and introduce yourself for the people.
Hello, everybody. My name is Genesis Maple, aka Jen the Admin.
Beautiful, beautiful. And as you all know, we like to do a little activity when we do these. You know, we try to multitask, kind of test our I guess, brain and multifaceted skills. So today, we're going to do some Legos, okay? Let me tell you why we're going to do some Legos. Actually, before we get into that, can you just kind of give us a quick synopsis, quick overview of some of the things that you have been working on recently?
Okay, great question. So here's a quick synopsis. So I literally just released my planner that I created. This will be my second one. It's called the My Life is Busy Planner. So that's literally what I've been working on for the past, 2 months.
Yeah.
Like hardcore,
Okay.
late nights, InDesign, and so much more. A lot of research.
Did you say InDesign?
Yes,
You did this in InDesign?
I did it in InDesign.
Okay. That alone, I wish we had our new mixer right now because I would do the applause sound because InDesign is awful. InDesign is the most challenging thing. I've broken my brain trying to learn InDesign before. Thankfully, I don't need it for what I do, but
Yeah.
that alone is a crazy feat. The fact that you
Yes.
made a large body of work in InDesign.
Dude.
Somebody listening knows the struggles of InDesign, so y'all should appreciate
It was
that.
crazy because it's literally, people don't understand, it's literally just a blank sheet of paper.
Yeah.
And you're just putting lines in boxes
Yeah.
into the spaces that you want them. But I did have a course that I paid
Okay.
for, so that
Okay.
made
Yeah.
it easier. So I wasn't just out here
Okay.
completely lost.
Good,
but that was my first time ever playing with InDesign.
Okay.
So it took me a minute.
So, you all heard that. The planner, right? This is a very specific time where a lot of people do a whole lot of planning or lack thereof, we're stepping into the new year, 2025, and I'm sorry, I'm calling y'all out. A lot of y'all be like, all right, I want to do this year. New year, new me, blah, blah, blah. But don't set a single lick of an instruction or plan or specific kind of goal. So basically, the reason why we're doing some Legos is because Legos these days come with instructions. Mm-hmm. This is sort of our visual representation of the process of being okay, this is an actual way to take this step to get to this final product here, right?
Okay.
So take this as us encouraging you all to do this as you take on, your goals going into 2025. So, with that being said, we're going to try to actually probably should have slowed down first because I'm just throwing everything everywhere. So these are 3-in-1, so there's several little things to create with several different bags. So this actually might be really difficult. We
Yeah.
didn't
I'm really looking at
in
I'm
retrospect.
I'm
this might
actually
be super
really
hard.
intimidated by this.
Yeah. So how many grown adults does it take to make a freaking Lego fish? Well, we're gonna find out today. But let's get into it. So let's get to what made you want to design a calendar. That's a very specific form of not only art but also a form of I don't even know, organization. Some people are listers, some people are vision boarders. There's all these different sort of means of organization and ways to reach a goal or set some structure to your life. Why did you decide on sort of taking on that challenge of creating a planner specifically?
Okay, awesome. That's a great question. So this started around this time last year.
Okay.
So in 2023.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. Timely.
I'm a planner. I like to plan. I like organization.
You embody your work,
systems.
huh? Okay.
This is what I thrive off of. This is my passion. And my business is based off of that. That's my motto, is about me helping people to in their businesses to stay organized, stay on top of things, to bring execution. A lot of people have ideas and they just don't know how to execute them, and that administrative gift that I have. So I was looking for a planner in 2023 around this time, and I was like, I went to the store. I went to actually, Target, because you go to Target and get a planner. That's what you do.
That's what you do.
And so I was going to Target, and I was just like, this is not really, it didn't connect. I was like, this is not connecting. I think I'm just going to, like, build what I want.
Okay, so apologies, because I upon opening these instructions, I think, like, you have some of my pieces.
Okay.
So it's a 3-in-1 thing. So I think we kind of have to work together to, Because I was like, I opened up this bag, and this is like my first piece. I was like, that's not in here. Then I looked at your pile, and you have that
I
piece.
have it. Okay.
Right. So
how do you want to do
we could freestyle, or we could just combine and try to make the same thing.
I don't know. I don't know if I can multitask to that degree.
Or, I'll try something with this bunch, and then you try something with this bunch.
Okay.
So I'll give you these pieces.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay, but I do want you to elaborate a little bit on that, like your business in terms of helping other people with their own visions and their sort of goals when it comes to their businesses.
Okay, so
where did that, stem from?
Okay, yeah, this is a loaded question. So this stemmed from when I found out that I liked seeing things come to life. That was like an idea actually come forth.
Ideation to like fruition
right.
and execution.
And so I learned that in college when my best friend came to me in college. She was like, I want to do this event. And she's like, I had a dream. I want to do this event.
Oh, a dream. Okay.
Yes. So I went to a Christian college. So it was like a spiritual event. So she's like, I saw this happen. And she's like, I want to do this. And I was like, oh, we need to talk to so-and-so, talk to this person.
Okay.
And then the person that we talked to, they were like, oh, this other group on campus is actually trying to do a similar thing. I think you guys need to collaborate. So then I was the one that kind of just like naturally like took the initiative to like put everybody together. We started getting things together, and I figured out all the logistics of it. And so when I saw how naturally I did that, I was like, oh, this is kind of cool.
Making sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so then after that, I actually ended up applying for like the job that was over that, which was called the Director of Spiritual Life. And so that was my role my task in the role was to create like events that would increase people's spiritual life. So we did things like big events to like small events like Bible studies, like family, like Bible Feud, and just like all this
Bible Feud.
Yeah, that was fun.
Sounds lit. Yeah.
And so
some of y'all not.
And
Never mind.
I did this one event. It was called Friend or Foe. Oh, and that was really good because, the foes came out.
The foes. Yikes.
And so just talking about the importance of having, like, godly friendships or just people that really are advocating for not just your present, but the people that can advocate for your future.
Wow.
And to help you to stay on the right path. So anyways, that's where I saw kind of all this happening, and then I was actually getting more involved in church. So it's like a combination of things where this gift kind of came like into fruition. And so I was like, man, like I really like doing this because I went to school for advertising and public relations.
Okay, so you're in the wheelhouse.
So like a little in the wheelhouse.
Yeah.
But then when I got out of school and I graduated in COVID,
yeah.
And so
it was awful. Oh
so
my
bad.
God. Worst time of my life.
It was pretty bad.
Right. We laugh now because we can,
it was
but
like pretty. I think
it all fell down.
No, I experienced like grief. I'm sure we
all
did.
Oh yeah. No, genuinely.
Like
I said, bro, I did everything right. I did everything I could. I got the grades. I stayed out of trouble, and I'm still broke. So yeah, no, that's real.
Yeah, and I was supposed to go to like Paris for like 3 weeks, and this is like something my school we have a cross cultural.
She was
experience.
grieving.
I was grieving like.
Let's have a moment of silence. Let's have a moment of silence for Paris. Continue, right? Yes, continue.
So I was grieving real bad, And so then that's when I really started like, okay, like I had actually started my business in college.
And
in 2018, I started it. I had got everything like together, and then in 2020, I started taking myself like I guess a little bit more serious. I mean, we had more time, and I was out of college, so hey. And so I started just kind of venturing out. I was actually more into social media at first, and then I found out I didn't like that. I was like, oh nah, I don't like.
It's a hamster wheel. I get it. I
was like, oh no, I don't like this. And so later on, I found out what I really like about what I do. It's not just events. It's not just this. It's not just that. It's being able to really execute and to really administrate. So I love logistics. That's how my mind like goes to. It doesn't.
Hey, we need somebody to do it.
Yeah.
Golly.
And so like it's not more on the creative side. I have a creative side to me, so I don't forget about that. But like what's gonna come out in conversation naturally, what's showing up is the logistics. And so that's where I found my passion, and I love it. And so then I turned it into a business where I help clients, my clients or people that have businesses or influencers or even nonprofits or churches where they're looking to pretty much either go to the next level, they're looking for a level of excellence, they're looking for someone to kind of take stress. Because what I found out is like people are like kind of doing all their things by themselves. And so they don't even know how to do their craft because they're doing like the business side of stuff, like the task stuff, like the mundane things. Where those things kind of like excite me, like yes, let's answer emails, like. And so that's what I do for my clients in a nutshell.
So
overall.
I do want to sort of dive into that a little bit, especially because you mentioned that you began your business while still in school. So I don't know if you all watching, so listening, understand, but being an entrepreneur and like running your own business is not easy. And as you mentioned, some of those like mundane tasks might come up. Granted, you said that's the part that you like, but essentially there's so many pieces to doing that when you have to do so much of it by yourself at first. And one of the things that I've discovered in my own personal journey of like trying to even explore doing more freelance kind of stuff at a time was I was like, this ain't for everybody. Like truthfully, and this is not, by no means is this to discourage anybody or anything. If that's what you want to do, go hard and don't let anybody tell you anything different. But one thing that I learned personally, I was like, okay, I don't think I want to do all of this like full time. So I was like, let me reel this in. For a while, I wanted to just be freelance videographer. Like that's it. I connected with a lot of freelance videographers, and I saw that it's very real to it to be able to do it. But I also saw the things about that lifestyle that I was like, this ain't for me. So given that, being in school, that's such a time where you're kind of learning things about yourself. You're trying to figure things out. You're experimenting with a lot of things, preparing yourself to really like step into adulthood. What were some of the things or signs that you were experiencing yourself that sort of signaled to you that like, no, this is something that I could see myself doing like without the security of 9-to-5 structure and the ladder that's already set out for me? What was sort of motivating you to actually pursue just being like, I'm just going to do it. Like, I'm going to do it myself and making my own business at that age in particular.
That's such a great question. I think it just like comes from like an inner knowing. Like, I know that I was born to be an entrepreneur.
Wow.
Like, I know that with every fiber on the inside of me.
Every single one.
Every single fiber.
Okay. All right.
And I wouldn't say I was always, I think in college, I will say this. I think now that light has kind of dimmed, or that confidence has, even though I said it confidently, I think that light has dimmed as I've come more further along in my entrepreneurship journey, because like you said, you start facing things and you start seeing things and you're like, you really have to be, I believe entrepreneurship is not for everybody. It's not, because it's a certain level of mindset, it's a certain level of responsibility, it's a certain level of faith,
like resilience,
risk taking, and yes, perseverance, resiliency that you have to have. And you have to like literally not care what people say. You have to be willing to go against the grain. You have to be willing to be the trendsetter. You have to be the one that really stands out. And you also have to know money.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And that's what I find out. I was like, oh girl,
you gotta know money in a different relationship
yes,
that you previously knew money. You know, especially that's the part that's kind of crazy that you started at the time, because I feel like I didn't really start learning how to manage money until I could work full time. And then I was like, okay, this is what like the amount of money that I can be making. How do I utilize this and like actually whatever. But then when it's coming to the fact that you're running a business, so much of the money that you're making is going right back into your business. So then it's like a whole nother degree of budgeting, because like all this stuff, like you have to pay what you have to pay or whatever bills you have, but then you also have to like pay your business, and then you also want to try to pay yourself to like have a little bit of fun and you know like not look like you're coming out of a dumpster or something like that. So no, that's a lot. That's a great point.
For sure. And I think in college I just had like that security, because I mean I didn't have a lot of bills, so like so like now that's a whole nother story. I mean bills
they don't stop.
They be calling my name, calling my account. I'm like, oh my God, did I just pay you? I hate rent.
Bro, no,
I hate rent.
Well, yeah, rent is something completely devious. That's a whole nother sector of responsibility. But I feel like personally, it'd be the small things. Like once you realize you gotta care about the Apple Music, like coming out your like. That's why I'm like, this adulthood is like too much. Like if like some stuff like
oh my God,
some stuff you can't have on auto pay, some stuff you can't, like it's just so many moving parts.
No, that's so true about those subscriptions coming out, and you like, oh my God, like I thought like
it's been a month already.
Yeah,
it's like there's the big ones you kind of always have like a good
like you can gauge that.
You're like okay, I know when rent's coming up,
right,
but it'd be them small ones that sneak up that's like, what are you doing here?
Yeah, no, because I'm like, how my car note is due
at
the end of the month. So mind you, here we come Christmas, car note, rent. I'm like, don't talk to me. Do not talk to me. Do not talk to me.
Literally.
I'm like, do not talk to me right now. Everyone leave me alone. Let me just focus on this. But yeah, I think I am learning now that you do have to have a good relationship with money. You have to know how to make money work for you. And that's why I've been really trying to expand my network as far as like people I know, and even learning from other people that are where I want to be. Yeah. And I entered into like an entrepreneurship program. It was free, and it was almost probably the best thing that happened to me this year, because it literally just like elevated me into another space, and the level of financial literacy that I learned, I was like, yeah, like I gotta come up. But that's where you're taking like the hustling part, and because I'm actually trying to build like a business where one day I can actually function as the CEO and solely the CEO. Okay. And I'm being able to pay for, other people's livelihoods.
Y'all here to resolve in this? Like this is a statement right here. Like I feel like this is a moment. I don't know if you've shared this on the internet before. Hopefully this is the first time, because I feel like like this could be, we're the only ones that have the footage. When you reach that point, like we're gonna look back on this.
When I reach that point, y'all can have me back, and come on, we can fly y'all out. We can be somewhere, and we can have a good time. Okay? We can have a good time and do another show and be like, we were the first ones to have her. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
What would you like? What type of, I guess, like, what would you label yourself? Like, is it productivity? Is it like life coach? Like, what would you, if you had to put one word on it? What would
if I had to put one word on it, would be administrator.
Okay.
Like, just administrator, gen the admin.
Okay. For sure. And then at what point did you start like systemizing your productivity? Like when did you have that moment that you were kind of like, okay, everything needs to be in a planner or in this or on this note? Like when did you first start that process? Like was that high school or college?
I would say like specifically in college, because like I just really didn't have like I didn't care about academics in high school. Like I was more social. I was more concerned about my social life. So like my grades were just like, I was just like barely making it.
Really?
I didn't even get it like a 3.0.
Wow. Okay.
So I was just like kind of, whatever. I was not concerned about that. But once I got to college, I was like, let me take my life a little bit more serious. Like, I'm going to do good. And so I started using, like, planners. I started, like, getting the concept of, like, waking up early. Just because, then, too, like, when you're in college, you have, like, a new level of, like, freedom. And so you don't have somebody that's, like, you're down your throat. They don't care if you come in class or not. They're, they're going to do what they have to do. And so that's where it started. So the level, when I got the level of freedom, that's when I was able to, like, hone in and kind of come up and do the things that I knew to do, but just like really do them for myself. Okay. So I would say that's where it kind of started for me.
Okay. So then what's like a moment where maybe you had, I would say, I don't want to say a meltdown, but just like life was just super chaotic, like you couldn't accomplish anything. And then that kind of like maybe help with the light bulb coming on. Was there a particular moment that everything went to crap?
Yeah. I would say in 2022.
Okay.
I was doing, so like the beginning of 2022, everything was like great. I was making a lot of money. Like it was just a great time in my life. And all of a sudden, it's just like everything like switched. And my car had got into an accident. I wasn't even in the car. Wow. And so that was like the first thing. That same day, let's back up. Literally that day, I was with one of my clients and I was out of town. I traveled with one of my clients and I was out of town with them. And then I get an email from my other client and she's like letting me go. Yes, okay, so I'm like, okay, like, so I called, first of all, she emailed me, like, she could have called me, like, she emailed me.
It'd be hard breaking up.
It was like, I was so salty.
You just send it.
I was so salty because, why are you emailing me? Like, I just talked to you, like, yesterday, so I was
It was on her mind for a long time, she just didn't know how to say it.
Yeah, I was really confused, like, why she emailed me, but anyway.
She knew you was out of town?
Yes, she did. Okay. She knew I was out of town. And so I call her. And so I'm like, hey, like, kind of like what's going on type of thing. Like,
what changed?
Where'd this come from? Because I was kind of caught off guard. But in a sense, I wasn't caught off guard because she had been communicating. So this is also a lesson I learned, is to listen to people when they talk. Okay. And listen to what they say and listen to what they don't say. So she had already been saying like, I think I need a personal assistant, right? I'm not a personal assistant.
Got it.
So like, I can't be at your beck and knee. I'm not picking up your dry cleaning. Yeah, I'm not doing like, that's your personal life. I'm a part of your business. I'm a part of anything pertaining to your business. And so, and then also, this is like the one area, it's so funny because like I'm a very like exclusive person. Like I'm a loyal girl. Like I'm like all about monogamy. I'm a swan. I'm a swan because swans are monogamous animals. And so in this area of my life, like I am not, like I have other clients. So like nobody gets all of me. Right. And so like some clients like, because I'm so good at what I do, they want to have me all to themselves. Right. And so, like, she let me go because she saw that she couldn't do that and she couldn't lure me into that.
Controlling.
So, not controlling. I get it. You just want me all to yourself. Yeah. So, everybody wants to feel, everybody wants to feel like they VIP client. They want to feel like they have my attention. They want to feel like I'm the only one for, that's what they want to feel like. So, I have to, and so she broke up with me, my client. So, she let me go. So, so then, hold on. So as soon as I get off the phone with her, I get a call. And one of my friends was driving my car. And
That's the worst.
they were like,
No.
yeah. They were like, oh, where's your insurance? So I'm thinking maybe they got like a ticket. Like, I'm not even thinking that.
Right.
Car accident in my car.
Oh, being too nice.
I was like,
I was the person who crashed somebody's car, so.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
I just had to
You
like
shouldn't have let me.
take a breather. I wasn't home. Then they sent me a picture.
Ooh.
Oh,
It was like
it was
total?
bad. Yeah. We thought they were going to total the car out. That's how bad it was.
Okay.
So I was hoping that they totaled the car out, but that's not necessary. They didn't, but
Are y'all still friends?
Yes, we're still friends. Okay. We're still
You made it through?
Yeah, no, it wasn't. I wasn't even mad. Honestly, I wasn't mad. I just was like,
I'm glad you're safe. I'm glad you're safe.
I wasn't like that mad. I think I was just more like, dang. So it was like, so first of all, I didn't get my car back. So to answer your question, where I'm having like this meltdown. So it was like a series of events that were happening. So then I had, just some other things in business that just weren't going the way that I thought they were going to go. And then the situation in my personal life was like kind of going downhill. So like, and then in one of my areas of business, like where I thought I was going to be making some money, it actually ended up like draining money out of me.
It was
And
a liability.
so, yeah, it was a liability. Exactly. And so, I just like had this day where I just like literally melted down because I was like, first of all, so that happened in April. I didn't get my car back till September.
Okay.
So that whole time I didn't have my car and I was paying on this car. I didn't have it, but thank God I had like loaner cars during the shop. So I was like in 3 or 4 or 5 loaner cars till I got my car back. They gave me the car.
Yeah.
The body shop gave me
So
the
they better
car.
give you a car.
They were giving me all these 2024 cars. So here's me. I'm like, okay, God, like God is going to give me a 2024 car. Like this is literally how my faith was working at the time of where it was just like a lot of gloom.
Mm-hmm.
It was like hit after hit after hit after hit. I didn't know how I was going to get back up. I didn't know if I was going to continue in business. It got so bad, I had to get a part-time job.
Okay. Sheesh. How long did that last before you were able to let go of that?
Oh, I haven't.
Oh, okay. That adulting did not stop.
That's
Nobody.
so good. So I haven't because what ended up happening was it actually helped me to take pressure off of the business and really say, what do I want to do with my business?
Right.
And this is where
It lit.
the planner started.
Okay.
A little bit of that planner started was I was in that phase of I don't even know if I want to do this anymore. I was, because it got so bad. I lost some friendships, some relationships in business because people did me bold. Like bold.
Say their name.
I would never. And so it just got really bad. I just really didn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I didn't. I did, but like I just didn't know when it was gonna happen, I guess, which we most of the time don't know. So that was like my meltdown season, but it was a great footstool to where I am today, because I was able to take my hands off of the business and say, what do I want to do with this? Do I even want to do this? Is this what I really love to do? I had to ask myself those questions. And so now I'm back and I'm launching back out. The only thing I have not marketed my services in over a year. Over a year. I've only marketed the planner, but not my services, because I'm like, I don't know. I mean, money still comes. I mean, people still call me. I just haven't marketed. So now I know what I'm doing. I'm confident in it. I'm secure in it, because you have to know what you don't like and what you like in business, or you fall for anything. Absolutely. You better know your standards, because you will fall for anything. Okay.
Know your worth.
And so, yep. So that's what ended up happening. So now I'm on the uprising of, okay, I know what I want to do. I know this. I know that. And I'm feeling confident in that. And I'm like, I'm sure about it. And now I'm ready to be like, boom. Like, let's launch out to the world. I'm accepting new clients.
Okay. So There was another question. The weight of being the firstborn child, because I seen that in the synopsis. So tell me about a little bit about like your family dynamic, and then just like that responsibility that you felt required for. I'm the lastborn child.
Okay, so you're the
and,
baby.
Yeah, but I'm probably the you in my family unit, despite being the last one. So
Okay.
I guess from the firstborn child's perspective, what is that weight like? Or
I would say when I was growing up, I have 2 younger brothers, and I'm the only girl.
Okay.
So, and my brothers, we're a decent
age gap.
So I have a brother, we're about 5 years apart, and then the other one, we're 8 years apart.
Okay.
So by the time I graduated high school, I graduated college, my brothers hadn't even graduated high school.
Right.
And so we definitely just have like different,
Almost like different not eras, but like what's the word? Generations almost. In a sense. That's what
a
it
little
feels like
bit.
just because of the
A
time.
little bit, yeah. So like my youngest brother, he just graduated from high school. I'm super proud of him. And then my other brother, he's in like barber school. He went to barber school, so he's like a barber.
Okay.
And so I just always had like a responsibility to like look after them and attend to them. They call me. They need something. I'm like, call your mom. Like, and I would say like, I love being like, I think there's like a trend on TikTok or even Instagram, like about firstborn daughters. Like they just always like being organized and doing things and making sure everybody's where they're supposed to be. And like, that's just genuinely what most, because it's not all obviously, but most firstborn daughters are going to take that, or just firstborns are going to take that initiative, because you have like a different role when it pertains to like the family, like the leader. But it's very interesting to hear you say, like, as the baby boy, like how you're a leader.
Yeah.
So I would like to hear about that.
Seeing people maybe not take the firstborn role too seriously, feeling the need to be the catalyst or the starter of everything, and coming in and being able to see maybe the mistakes that have been made or the lack of leadership that was not there, encouraged me to kind of become that person.
Okay.
Where I do have like nephews who are the first in their line, and they're definitely like Red Ranger, like I'm head of household, like I got to handle business. So it's kind of like I got that same mentality as well. But so for you, this is more so like, I guess, environmental more so than, well, would you consider this more environmental or more like genetic, where like your desire and love for logistics, did that come from happening to be the firstborn child? So it's just,
I think it came from genetics more than like environmental.
Okay.
Because yeah, I would say that.
Yeah,
I think
it's a loaded question.
I think that's a great question. I would say genetics, just being a leader, like you said, being the catalyst, being willing to step up and rise to the plate. I think that's more genetically. I have a lot of leaders like in my family, so I think like it's definitely like something that's in the bloodline. Yeah.
Okay. What is downtime like for you, if that even exists, and with the lack of downtime that you might have, like how do you, I guess, just deal with that?
Okay, that's a great question. So I like downtime. I'm actually trying to continue to find balance, and not like be like this workaholic.
Yeah.
You know, because it's really easy to get caught up in the work of things, especially when you like love what you do. So
It's a great problem, man.
yeah, I guess so. And so downtime for me means 2 things. Either Netflix, okay, just like watching some movies, some good movies, or I would say just like turning my phone or being away from my phone, and I'm able to like have a be present in a social gathering. I love that, and that feels like downtime to me when I'm not having to. I'm just being myself. Like, I don't have to do anything.
Okay. Yeah. No, I love turning my phone off. I would say you're going to hear from me in 3 to 5 business days.
Oh, wow.
Right. Last one. Well, yeah, this is just from me personally, honestly. Have you took a personality test before, like a Myers-Briggs or anything like that? Maybe.
Wait,
like,
Myers-Briggs? I don't think I've taken that one. I've taken, like, the colors one. I've taken the Enneagram.
Okay. What was your...
Enneagram?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know much about it, but I'm going to look it up when I'm sitting
Okay.
there.
It's the Achiever.
Okay.
Number 3.
Number 3.
3-wing 2. Achiever and people person.
You said number 3, wing 2?
Yes, 3 wing 2.
Okay. I do a lot of personality tests, so I took all of them, so I don't remember any of them in detail.
Got you.
But,
Yeah, I can't remember what is the Myers one? What are the options?
ENFP, ENTJ.
I don't remember.
March, did Zach even introduce himself? Okay, that was Zach a second ago. March, third month, Z Breeze, you feel me? I'm not sure what it is we're even building here. It's a spaceship. Okay. Did you ever show this either?
I don't think I showed that specific. I showed like the full box.
Okay, and this is what we're looking at right now. How's yours going?
It's going now because I'm not talking. So I'm
Got
able
you.
to like do it when you guys are switching.
I got you. And you're making this bird?
No, I'm making
No, I'm
this.
sorry. A dinosaur.
Oh, I didn't
Okay,
even
not a
realize.
bird. Not a bird. Yeah, let me get to some of my questions.
Okay.
First off, let's start off strong. What's the worst part of your job?
Worst part.
Straight to it.
I would say
Or part you maybe like the least. Doesn't have to be the worst.
the
I guess.
least part. Ooh, I think sometimes it's when big changes are made at the last minute
Okay.
because it causes me to like not just pivot but like sometimes do like a whole 180.
Okay.
So I don't like that.
Okay. No,
That
actually
could be stressful.
Actually is a perfect segue for another question.
Okay.
Because I had wrote down after listening to both Ben and Zach doing their questions and their interviews, like, could you maybe describe the importance of maybe pivoting and like maybe what that may mean to you?
Oh, great question. So pivoting, I think anybody that's in business, specifically any type of business, that that you have to obtain the nature of pivoting because everything doesn't go how we plan it. And
Real.
if you even adapt it in life, I think you're good. You always be at like a neutral place, and then also you're open to change, you're open to growth, you're open to new opportunity. And so I think when you embrace that, then you're able to pivot more easily. So I think a lot of times we see companies die out or we see people not grow. You're like, hey, what the heck? Like, you're still doing this and you're still talking about this. Like, there's no growth in their mindset, no growth in who they are as a person. It's because they're not willing to pivot, they're not willing to change. And a lot of people are just comfortable where they are. So either they lose opportunity, they lose business, or they lose friends, or lose themselves.
Themselves. Yeah, it gets deep. Okay.
Yeah, we can get deep. We can get deep.
For sure. Okay. Then, where should I go next? I asked you the worst. I asked you about pivoting. What about, I guess, your faith? How do you feel like your faith has played a role in, I guess, your journey up until this point?
Oh, great question. I think my faith has played like the biggest role in my journey, just like personally and also in business, relationally, like every area of my life. I would say like literally like God is the reason why I'm able to do what I do, and like I genuinely give him all the credit because there are some situations that I've been in where I just didn't know how it was going to work out, or I didn't know the answer, or whatever the case may be, or God told me to get out of something before it, and I saw things kind of fall to the ground. Or I've seen where he told me to get out of something and I stayed and I saw the repercussions of that. So
I caught up in it.
Yeah, so
Okay.
like I believe like my faith is a part of me. It's a part of who I am. Like I can't like, it's not like anything that's separate. Like it's a part of me. It shows up in my business. It shows up, and it may not be like Jesus, you know. But
You know, shout out.
yeah,
Jesus.
I mean, some people do that, but in business, it come, or in maybe I'm just walking down the street. It comes out in so many different ways, and it could be so subtle and so. It's my personality. It's joy. It's displaying love, displaying kindness, like those things. Like those things are important. And then also being somebody that I like to encourage people. Like if I see people down, like, you know, can't be down, like, come on. And like, let's figure it out. And so like, my faith has been like, really is the foundation of like who I am. I was born in Christianity and all that great stuff. And as I've gotten older, I've learned the importance of having my own relationship with God. So.
Real. No, that was a fire answer. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I guess kind of looking a little forward now.
Okay.
I don't think anyone has asked you. Is there anything that you're really excited for 2025?
That's a great question. I'm really, really excited for the planners. I know that.
Talk about it.
So, y'all want to see it? So here it is.
Oh, okay.
Here's the printed copy.
Sweet.
And then there's a digital copy as well.
Okay.
So like I'm really excited about this because I put a lot of work into it. Like I told y'all, I made it in InDesign. I really made because I did one in 2024, and it didn't look like this.
Okay.
It was like, kind of basic. I was going for like a more elevated look, presentation wise, because I wanted my audience to feel like, man, like I want to soar in 2025. I want them to feel the passion, the love, and the energy, the late nights that I put into this, and the detail. I took a lot of feedback from the first planner to see what everybody liked, what they didn't like. I did a lot of research. I talked to different people because I was really, it's for the people ultimately. I can make it for me. That's easy. But, I'm just saying like to create something and have other people in mind when you're creating it. Like, is it big enough for people to write in? Those types of things, like those types of questions. Does this make sense? Are they going to understand it? Is it going to really help them in their productivity and in their organization, their planning? So I would say that is one of the things I'm excited about in 2025. I'm also excited about building new relationships and continuing to network and get out of my comfort zone and meet new people. I'm excited about just to see like the amount of growth that I can make interpersonally.
I feel
and
you.
so
Actually retweet
yeah,
that.
just like being more open-minded to books and just certain things, like those things too, really with personal development as well.
Gotcha. Do you have any tips for those that may want to do the same, that may not be as maybe great as conversation as, like I can't do an interview or I feel like I can't network with people?
Yeah.
Any tips for those people maybe
I would say like get comfortable first with like talking to yourself. Talk to yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror. Like, so one of the things I practice, I won't say every day because that would be a lie, but I try to most days, is affirmations. So I'm really big on affirmations, like building yourself, loving yourself. The Bible says that if you love God, love yourself, love others. It's in that order. Love God and love the Lord thy God with all your heart, all your mind, all your soul, and love your neighbor as you love yourself. And so, like, if you focus on your relationship with God and you begin to love yourself, then other relationships become easier. Now, I'm not saying that they don't have their ups and their downs, because they do. We all human, we flawed.
Still people.
Yeah, we still people. But as we continue to love God, we have a better idea of how to love ourselves and to love other people. And so I would say get comfortable with like talking to yourself in the mirror, build yourself up, compliment yourself, speak well about yourself, speak well about your future. You wouldn't believe how many negative thoughts that we think about ourselves, or how many times we tell ourselves we can't do something, or, just putting these limits on ourselves. And so I would say start there. And then the second thing I would say is go out, like go outside.
Be out.
You don't have to go to the club.
Be out. What you
You
saying?
don't have to go to the club. But hey,
Listen.
I'm no judgment.
I'm not telling you to go to the club.
I'm not telling you to
But
go
if
to
you
the
end up in the club,
you didn't hear that from me.
it wasn't from us. It wasn't from us.
But go outside, go to networking events, and be comfortable with going places by yourself.
That part.
I've gone to
feel
the
you.
movies by myself. I've gone to
yeah.
to like poetry events by myself.
Ooh.
I've done things by myself, and that also pushes me to talk to other people. So get out your comfort zone.
It's your boy, Wave Master J, with Jen the admin. On our last loop. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I do have a couple of questions. Entrepreneurship. I'm gonna start with: did you have positive examples of entrepreneurship on your come up, or were you just kind of always really self-driven in kind of what you were doing?
Oh, that's a great question. Yes, I have a great example of entrepreneurship. Is my grandfather. He's been in entrepreneurship since before I was born, and I'm almost 30. So he's been doing that, and he's been very successful, and so he's been able to maintain and keep his success. So that's a level of entrepreneurship that I've seen. My parents have done entrepreneurship. My dad did when he was alive, and my mom has done it. So I've seen the pros and the cons. I've
Right.
seen the success of that, and I've also seen where it can kind of go left.
Okay. Yeah, no. That kind of segues into another question I had, and what's something people don't often think about when running their own businesses?
I would say people don't think about. I kind of want to go back to the money part, really building it for it to building to last.
Right.
And making decisions not just for the now but for the future. And so that's what I would say people really don't think about. They kind of think about the money in the present sense, if that makes sense.
Like what's gonna happen immediately.
Right.
I start this business, I have this great idea. Obviously people want this, or this is something people find value in. If I just put myself out there, first come, this is my thing, I should be super successful, or at least get a decent response from what I'm doing. But I can imagine it doesn't always go that way.
No, it doesn't. Especially when you're selling a product.
Yeah.
Because then you have automatic expenses to
Exactly.
produce the product. And so that can flop or it can go.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, I think people don't think about that. And then also I think people, once they maybe they do get to that level and they are thinking about the future, I think they don't think about how to expand because they're doing what has worked for them, and so they're not willing to upgrade or take certain risks.
Right, of course.
And some people are okay with being a small business. Some people are okay with that, and there is nothing wrong with that. And some people are okay with hustling, and I'm not here to say that there's anything wrong with that. I think, and then some people are okay with being this large corporation, And so I think you have to find what works for you, but I also think you have to not be scared to go to the next level, especially if, you feel that you are. Well, some people don't, but I'm just saying some people really can go to the next level, but
Okay.
they're scared to take that risk.
No, exactly. What do you, see for yourself, in that kind of context? Do you see yourself kind of doing this kind of at a smaller level now, but do you have maybe aspirations that if I could take this further than where I'm at right now, I would love to do that?
Absolutely, yes. So I would love to take this as far as it possibly can go.
Hey, no, facts.
Beyond my own limitations. So my dream is not just to be, is to raise up other administrators and have, it's just so much bigger than me. And truly, to own other businesses. I have other business ideas, so I'm not going to get stuck with this. I love this. But I have other business ideas, and so I would like to pursue those as well. So yeah.
Okay. No, that sounds really good. Okay, relative to like the planner, right? So say you have, I guess I say how far in advance do you generally like plan? Are you doing like kind of you're planning your art just your month, maybe like your certain things for the year, like?
Oh, that's good. That's a good question. I like that. So when it comes to planning, so like when I do the end of the year, I always like to do strategy meetings with myself. So like I saw this post yesterday. It was like all entrepreneurs like go to a hotel room, like turn off your phone, and like for 24 hours, like just pretty much like pray and like get instructions pretty much for your business. And so I love that idea. I love that concept of having a strategy meeting with yourself. So I think you should do like pre-planning. I think that you should, have your goals, have your vision boards, have your action plans, all that great stuff. At the beginning of before the year starts. I think it's important to do that before the year starts so you know kind of like the directions. Kind of like going into a game and you haven't practiced or you haven't ran the plays through.
5 Ps.
Right, you haven't done anything. So I would say that. And then, so that's that. So once you have your goals for the year, then you use those same goals to say, what can I do this month to achieve this goal?
Absolutely.
Or what can I do weekly to achieve this goal? And so that's kind of how it breaks down. So like for me, like I'll go through my planner. Like the planner has a place in the planner where it's talking about like every month it says goal 1, goal 2, goal 3.
Nice.
Steps to achieve this goal. And then now we're kind of going into the weeks, and then we're able to say, okay, I can schedule this here. I can schedule this there where I want to do X, Y, and Z. So I would say that. I think when you keep the goals and the vision before you, I think you're on the right track. Because I know many people like, you write your goals down. I've done it. You write your goals down, and then you're like, wait, what even were my goals? Like, by the end of the year, like, I don't even know what my goals were. Yeah, so we've all been guilty of that. I've been guilty of that. And so, like, I also want to come from, like, a perspective of, like, I know what it feels to be overwhelmed. I know what it feels to have a lack of planning in my life. I know what these things feel like. And so, like, I just don't know it all. Like, I'm not, like, coming from that perspective. I'm coming from, like, man, I've been in your shoes, and sometimes I still fall in your shoes. There's not some areas in my life are more organized than others, and that's just the reality of it.
Well, I figured, that's just kind of how life is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You obviously can't plan for everything, and unforeseen stuff can kind of come up, but, which kind of, my question really was, what do you do when what you've planned for goes off course?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would try to say just, like, get back on track. And it's okay, like that kind of plays in that word pivot again, because be okay with the plan maybe having to change. Like, be okay with that, be comfortable with that, because that happens too. So some things that I wanted to do this year, I couldn't do because certain things happened, but I'm content in that because I'm like, okay, well, I can still trust timing, trust that everything's kind of still going to work out for my good.
Absolutely.
Type of thing. Yeah.
No, yeah, that's okay. Bet then this is definitely so. There's this quote. I was actually talking to somebody at work about this, and it's, if you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they had planned for you? Not much. And I
love that.
I heard that quote a long time ago, and it really did hit me until I got into adult life and really working for myself and having to, pay some real adult bills. But
yeah.
What do you think about that? I mean, someone that's, about planning, about being more forward thinking, what do you think about that?
I think that quote is accurate. I think we need to have, like I said, even if you're not trying to be an entrepreneur, I think you still need to not forget about what you want out of life, ultimately. I think
you can say that one again.
Yeah, like, don't forget about what you want out of life. Don't forget about what makes you happy. Don't forget about your desires and your dreams, because maybe you are working, or maybe you are, maybe you're a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home dad. Like, don't get caught up in one area in your life where you're devoting all your time, all your energy, all your effort into one area, unless you're being intentional about it. That's different. But just don't get caught up in that, what I want to call like this, like, just like a whirlwind.
Like a cycle.
Yeah, like a cycle, or just like you're stuck in this one place and you don't have to be, or you're not trying to be. And I love that quote because it really speaks to intentionality.
Mm-hmm.
Be intentional. So find out what you like, what you don't like, explore, and live your life. We all have a life to live. Like, I can't get caught up in my entrepreneurship and all the time 24/7, because that's not all I want to do. There's certain aspects. I want to be a wife. I want to be a mother. I want to have other businesses. I want to do some stuff in ministry. So I can't get so, like this. But right now, that's my intention, right? So that's different. But don't box yourself. Don't limit yourself. And that's what I keep telling myself. Like, Jen, don't limit yourself.
And I think
that's what I'm telling other people.
And I think a lot of people our age, for sure, like, we get a lot of that, especially, I mean, even we were talking earlier about graduating in the pandemic. It felt like it was just like, all right, like, you're out of school, like, what are you about to do? You know what I'm saying? Are you just going to be at the crib? Like, are you going to figure out going back to school? Are you going to work somewhere? Are you going to start a business? Are you going a lot of people, took out them loans, man. Where them businesses at, man? They just paying taxes, bruh. They out here messed up on their return, so.
All right, well, that's all we have time for today. We do appreciate you pulling up on us and, discussing and sharing some of your story. Before we let you go, we do want to obviously give you the last opportunity to plug everything that you're going. I don't know if you ever at any point actually said the name of your business.
Oh, yeah.
So we want to make sure we get that in, and then, of course, tell us, where we can find the planner and things of that nature.
Okay, perfect. Well, first, I want to say thank you for having me. It's been a great time. I've got to learn more about you guys as well. So the name of my business is G3 Administrative Solutions. You guys can find me on Instagram at Jen the Admin, and on my Instagram you'll be able to find access to the planner. There's a printed copy and there's a digital copy as well. And the digital planner, if you've never done it before, it's a whole new world. It's actually really fun. I love it. I love both. So, and the planners come with stickers and they come with a bonus gift.
Unfortunately, we did not complete our Lego, so I think this is a wonderful message to those that are out there, because we tried to multitask and we were distracted while we were trying to complete these. So as we let you go into 2025, keep that in mind too. Like, not only do you need your instructions, but it's important to stay as focused as possible and eliminate some of those distractions, even if you're the one that's causing them by talking and sharing your story and things of that nature.
Look at what y'all built still.
Yeah, we made it. Yeah, look, we got a little something.
Y'all got a lot of something.
Yeah, so this, you're right. This is going to be like some little Star Wars looking kind of fighter jet. I'm kind of seeing a little dinosaur in there a little bit,
I think this is the
stomach, of course. Yeah, we knew that. We could tell. But yeah, until next time, we appreciate y'all checking us out. Take a look at the last episode. Take a look at the last spotlight. Hopefully, we'll have another spotlight sometime soon. But yeah, I think that's it. We're getting out of here. Appreciate it.
Thank you.